Are we live?
Yes, we are live. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to each and every one. Thank you so much for joining us as usual on this Friday evening. I know you could have been doing other things, but you're here with us, and we really appreciate that. We don't take that for granted. So happy Friday to those in television land. Happy Friday to our silent viewers. And happy Friday to those who are in the chat. Thank you so much again for joining. Happy Saturday to those who are in other countries that are on different timeline that have already switched over into Saturday. Really appreciate you guys being with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you again, guys, for taking us over 2,000 subscribers. We really appreciate it. And remember, as you come in, to thumbs up the live, share us out if you can. And if you are new to the channel, please throw us some support by subscribing. And also, guys, please remember to watch the ads. It's very important. Thank you so much. Please remember to watch the ads. And for those over in Facebook, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you guys as well. And thank you so much for that share out. There's someone who's always giving us a share out as soon as we start on Facebook. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And happy Friday to everyone over on Facebook as well. So Lorna Ignacio from Happy Team, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Saturday to you over in the Philippines. Sharon gave us a thumbs up earlier. Yes, she'll be coming back soon. Thank you so much, Sharon. And Moya Dway also was in the building early and gave us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. And guys, remember to watch the ads as you come in and share us out if you can. Just gonna do a little bit of housekeeping. But before I go into that, I just want to say condolences to that elderly lady who died in a house fire in Kingston. Somebody firebombed her house. She was not the intended target. It was a family member because of some dispute. But this poor 80, I think she was 84, 89, something like that, house was fire bombed, and it is so unfortunate that these things are happening. And also, I think an 11-year-old girl lost her life as well in a separate incident. So condolences to the family and friends of those persons, and condolences to anyone who has lost a loved one throughout the start of the year, whether by violence or by natural causes. Condolences to each and everyone. All right, so Josephine from Happy Team is also here. Thank you, thank you. Happy Saturday to you. Thank you so much for joining. Just gonna do a bit of share out, and Baron, you can just take over there while I do some housekeeping.
Thank you, wifey. Once again, another Friday, and as usual, we always grateful and very much appreciative, right, of persons passing through, right, and rocking with us, right. We are still on the SSL saga, right, because this is a situation that is bigger than what we think, right. This SSL situation, right, is getting even more serious. A lot of twists, a lot of turns, and yet it is not Fern Gully. But to understand the SSL saga, we are going to go back in history and have an understanding of the whole situation. There's a particular narrative that is out there that is shaping, right, probably by the oligarchs of SSL to divert attention away from them, right? As if to say that, the directors, the CEOs, right, are not a part and parcel of this huge fraud scandal. So I am going to read the narrative that is out there. And I am going to show, to the listeners, right, evidence, solid evidence of certain modus operandi, and I will explain that. And I am going to share a particular document that when you see this document, you will understand that the narrative that is out there to say that it's only Gene and Pantan who really is the only person involved in this, and that Gene and Pantan act unilaterally. That is far away from the truth. And so then we're going to bring that document, that sort of documentation for people to see it, and where you can read it and follow the trails of some of these persons. So what I want to first speak about is the narrative, right, that is out there to say that Gene and Pantan act unilaterally. Mystic Sensation, right, is opposing that totally, right? So it's real. Usain Bolt money was moved by Gene and Pantan at SSL without proper authentication. Former wealth advisor at Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL, Gene and Pantan bypassed required authentication procedures in her effort to transfer millions of dollars in stocks from the investment account of Usain Bolt. Document reveal that Ms. Pantan unilaterally signed equity transfer forms authorizing movement of millions of dollars in stocks, both held in companies such as Apple, Google, Facebook, and Amazon. So this is the narrative that is out there. And this narrative is causing deflection and diversion from the real culprits. Okay. What happened to SSL? You are going to see that it is what we call Ego Merchant with Paul Chen Young 2.0. A situation that unfolded in 1995-96 that caused a financial meltdown in Jamaica, right? Paul Chen Young, right, started the Eagle groups of company, Eagle Merchant Bank, Crown Eagle, etc., etc. And what happened, and the reason for it, you understand, to bankrupt was the fact of insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. People, I want you to listen carefully in terms of what I'm saying. What caused Eagle Merchant Bank to bankrupt in 1995 was insufficient funds. So what Eagle Merchant Bank has to do with SSL and why Byron went way back in history? Because I'm going to connect the dots as it relates to Eagle Merchant Bank with Paul Chen Young and, of course, Hugh Krusky, who, right, found SSL. The connection as it relates to Hugh Krusky and Paul Chen Young is to the fact that Hugh Krusky and Paul Chen-Young, right, were totally rubbing shoulder to shoulder as it relates to Eagle Merchant and the whole financial meltdown in 1995. As a result of the financial meltdown in 1995, the government tried to rescue Jamaica from that situation by also, right, creating FINSAC, right, to definitely rescue the situation. However, as we know it, FINSAC failed as a result of, the amount of burden the debts, double the debts, right, as it relates to high interest rates. You understand? And those debtors, they couldn't pay it. And so then most of them, of course, defaulted and lose their properties, lost their investment, right? Billions of dollars. Why this is important? People, I want you to listen. Now, remember, Paul Chen-Young, right? And Hugh Krusky, right? Hugh Krusky is a person who deals with brokerage. And so then that sort of relationship and the modus operandi of Hugh Krusky and Paul Chen-Young. So let me tell you as it relates to the modus operandi of these gentlemen. What modus operandi means simply means the signature behavior, right, of a particular criminal as it relates to the conduct, as it relates to his conduct. So his particular style of crime, what he committed, right? A particular, style in terms of committing those crimes. That is what you call the modus operandi, or the signature of the criminal, right? So if X committed a certain crime and based on certain evidence that, you can say, okay, all right, this is this person. So we're going to speak about the modus operandi. I'm going to show Jamaica something that no YouTubers, right, have shown, and link to show the world that it doesn't make sense. Hugh Krusky tried to hide away from SSL dilemma and push Gene and Pantan in front, has to say it is Gene and Pantan, right, alone, unilaterally, right, committed all of these things. When you read the documentation that I'm going to reveal so that everyone can read it, you are going to understand, right, the crime, the signature pattern, the modus operandi of Hugh Krusky. This is not Hugh Krusky first run in major fraud, right? This is not his first rodeo, right? He had done it 1995 along with Paul Chen-Young and come repeat what we call Eagle Merchant 2.0 with SSL. So Hugh Krusky cannot separate himself from this saga. And I am going to link him tonight. I am going to put up that document and I'm going to make people read it and understand what is going on. So let us move on. Now, what happened? Hugh Krusky modus operandi and Paul Chen-Young died now, is to farm, right, companies, non-banking companies, let me say that, and get their license as limited license, and there's a reason for that, Remember last week I explained what is limited license and why they use that particular license to protect them. So you can see the similar modus operandi. So their modus operandi is to license as such, limited, a non-banking entity, right? Brokerage firms that they own, right? And license them as, limited. Now, the reason for that is to say that their assets, personal assets, are separated from them, because now you know that the potential of lawsuit as it relates to their boat is concerned. But their modus operandi is to set up these companies and utilize the wealth advisors to set the culture, to set the space, and to educate investors as it relates to stocks, as it relates to the market condition, and as it relates to the climate of the market, and advise, those investors how to invest so they can get growth on their investment. That is what they're supposed to do, right? That is what they camouflage themselves to do. But the true objective of their intention is not to do that. What they do, right, as it relates to Eagle Merchant Bank, is to farm these companies, right? Use their wealth advisors to lower the investors into their net, into their dragnet. And when it reach millions, billions of dollars, they draw the carpet from under their feet. What they do, they will take the investors' money, right? And not investing that money in stocks, bonds, securities, or so forth. But that is how their wealth advisor culture these investors. What they do, they take, right, the investors' monies, stocks, or whatever, shift their stocks, right, move it around, right, steal it. And so then, as is the case in SSL, right, you have seen that it is the case in Eagle Merchant when it experienced insufficient funds, right? So that the government, as I said earlier, has to call in FINSAC, right, and try to reclaim certain debts there. But FINSAC again failed, right? In that era, billions of dollars, right, were stolen by these men. Billions of dollars were stolen by these men. Now, so when Gina and Pantan came out and giving her statement, right, that she did this from 2012 and she did that from blah, 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 right? All of that is staged. That is to deflect, right, attention from the true culprits. So what I am going to go into, and this is why it's very serious. The reason why these culprits get away with it is because of the way our Jamaican system structure, right? Jamaica sort of decentralize their financial sector as it relates to the regulative arm. So you have two regulative bodies. You have BOJ, you understand, that responsible for really regulating the banking sector. And you have the FSC that responsible to regulate non-banking sectors. So these persons, right, do their trickery under the non-banking sector where FSC concerned. Now, if Jamaica need to get smarter in the sense of just using one centralized system, the BOJ system, so that persons can be properly audited. Now, what I want to share with you people, I am going to share a document and to present the evidence as it relates to what Rrupt had done, right, in 1995, right? And you will see that it is the same behavior. Rrupt, if you notice, I'm calling Rrupt name. Rrupt, the mastermind, right? You will see what transpired. So we're going to read through the document and then we're going to get into the discussion. But I want Jamaica to see this document. I want Jamaica to have a better understanding of who Rrupt is. And I want Jamaica to have a better understanding to know that what Jean and Pantan is doing is causing a deflection, protecting them, right? Protecting them. So without any hesitation, wifey, expose the document.
Dorothy saying, I've lost on this country. I'm so ashamed. These politicians and businessmen are working with WEF and Klaus Schwab.
Okay. That's so true, Dorothy. But Dorothy, this document that you are going to read with me is going to wake up most Jamaicans and realize that Rrupt cannot shift from this, right? And the government, I'm going to go through some things in terms of why he cannot shift.
I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and share the screen.
So,
okay.
All right. Okay, so are you seeing the document?
Hold on, I haven't shared it yet. Just give me a sec. Okay, there.
Okay. So, guys, this document, as it reads, the Supreme Court of Jamaica and the Circuit Court of Miami-Dade County, Florida, have frozen assets of Dr. Paul Chen Young, former boss of the Eagle Group, and stockbroker Rrupt. There you go, Rrupt linking with Paul Chen Young. Let us read on. Rrupt, chairman of Stocks and Security Limited, SNS, a New Kingston brokerage known previously as Paul Chen Young and Associates. So now Jamaica understand that the SSL that these investors banking in, it was Paul Chen Young and Associates. The same Paul Chen Young that caused Eagle Merchant to bankrupt. Okay, before its renaming last year was ordered to disclose other assets he owes on Chen Young behalf within 14 days. Rrupt's lawyers, Patterson Mayor Hamilton, responding to a request for comment, said Thursday that Rrupt was surprised by the court order because he was made to understand that the matter was amicably settled. Now, people, listen. A lawyer at the firm said Rrupt had nothing to hide and would disclose document and information in any way responsive to the court order. Just like he's saying in SSL, now he has nothing to hide. I am showing you the pattern of his behavior. Now, on May 4th, 2006, after 8 years of litigation, the Jamaican court handed down judgment in favor of Eagle Merchant Bank and Crown Eagle Life failing entities that were rescued by regulators in the 1990s against their former CEO, Chen Yong, right, of 900 million plus with interest that Paul Chen Yong have to pay those companies, Eagle Merchant Bank and Crown Eagle. Chen Yong had earlier been ordered to declare all his assets and not to dispose of or deal with any of them without the court's approval. We are going into the document, people. FINSAC Limited Government White Knight Agency, or hold on a minute. Just one second, guys.
One sec, guys, just 1 sec.
Just a slight interruption there. We are coming back to the document. I want to make sure so the document up there that people understand the level and the gravity of what's going on with SSL. So this is a 2.0. You understand that you, Krusky, is committing again and expected to get away with it. No, Mr. Krusky, we find the document. You are not going to get away with this. And you have been linked to SSL crime situation. So then, all right, so we were reading FINSAC. So let us read. Okay. So FINSAC, let us so Chen Yong had earlier been ordered to declare all his assets and not to dispose of or deal with any of them without the court's approval.
Sorry, guys, just 1 sec. My thing you're giving me a little is still here.
All right, just hold on, guys. Some glitches going on. I don't know why these glitches are happening, but we're still gonna get through and put the information out there in spite of the difficulties.
1 sec.
That is happening here.
All right, there we go again.
All right. So we were at Chen Yong. Yes, so let us read again, people. We understand, in spite of the destruction, we are going to go through the document. So, Chen Yong had earlier been ordered to declare, and this happened in 2006, so let me mention that. Chen Yong had earlier been ordered to declare all his assets and not to dispose of or deal with any of them without the court approval. FINSAC Limited Government White Knight Agency used to bail out financial firms during the sector's historic meltdown recently discovered. People, listen, this is important to show you what they are doing at SSL. This is you, Krusky, you understand, acting out Chen Yong. You understand idea because he's Chen Yong protege. So discovered that Chen Yong had failed to disclose extensive assets in Florida. You see where we take the people and their money and go buy extended assets in Florida, and that he transferred many of them in the days following the judgment. Just like what Krusky wanted to do now, wanted to make an attempt to transfer a lot of things. The evidence presented to the court showed that through a company known as Florida Phoenix Finance Inc., Chen Yong acquired at least 170 different residential properties in 3 counties in Florida, including the affluent Palm Beach County. People stay with me, it's going to get interested. Now, Chen Yong is President, Director, and Treasury of the company Solicitor General Michael Hilton QC. So them have them big lawyer, noted in his April 13 application to the Supreme Court. On May 12, 2006, within days of the May 4th judgment, and notwithstanding a Mariva injunction still in effect, guess what the former Eagle boss does? also transferred 19 properties to who? You Krasky. People, make me read that over again. To show you that you Krasky, right, is indeed involved with SSL in terms of transferring bold stocks, do everything with the people and money. He is the main culprit. People, let me read it again. On May 12, 2006, within days of the May 4th judgment, and notwithstanding a Mariva injunction still in effect, the former Eagle boss also transferred 19 properties to who? To you Krasky. To you Krasky, the founder of SSL, which once called Paul Chen Young and Associates, the trustee of a secret trust known as the Phoenix Note Holders Trust. It's not done yet. On May 10, Chen Young also transferred a house in Miami to his children. People taking the people their money, buying assets all over the place. So you see and you understand why it has to bankrupt because of insufficient fund. These money weren't putting on stocks, right? For investors, they actually stolen people, stocks being shifted, being do all sorts of things, conniving, and numerous properties to other trust and connected persons as well as third parties. The Solicitor General claim. People listen now. 2 properties acquired by Phoenix on May 18 were transferred to Krasky. People again. Listen who name call in the whole criminal saga. 2 properties acquired by Phoenix on May 18 were transferred to Krasky on May 24th, and another acquired in May was transferred to him on June 15. Hilton told the court, people, this document must circulate around the entire Jamaica for Jamaicans to know about it. Hilton was in Florida last week assisting United States U.S. Attorney to secure the order here. He then returned to Jamaica to make a similar application before Justice Marjorie Cole Smith. He was assisted by Julie Thompson, Carleen Lahman, and Karen Hill. Hilton indicated that investigations are continuing and that there was already evidence of assets in at least one other U.S. state and one other country, but declined to identify them by name. The author is Barbary Gale, source Jamaica Gleaner. Let us put that away, people. Let us put that away. Now, so let us go in. Let us go in. So you see the art of the corruption.
Dorothy is saying, will he not get away again untouchable? She's asking.
Okay, Dorothy, and let me answer your question. That's why when I started, I talk about modus operandi. What these men done, right, is to make sure that the company that they form is a limited company. What limited company means? Limited liabilities. And that their assets are separate from them. So in case that their Ponzi scheme run in any difficulty, right, their assets, right, basically cannot be seized. And that's why you see they're shifting around. You understand the stocks, put it in not their name, other people's name, right, and so forth and so forth and so forth. So when John and Pantan came out, right, and gave her statement to police officers, it is well engineered. John and Pantan, right, is the mediator. You understand? between the investors and them in terms of stealing the money. You understand? And guess what? Set it up for them. Right? Set it up for them. Now, be glad that FBI coming in. If the Jamaican government really is going to call the FBI, because if the FBI really is going to participate in this case, a lot of persons are going to get in trouble. Let us talk something different now. Now look and let me show you the entire corruption that connected politically with Hugh Krasky, having big friends in the political arena, and that is the reason why he got the license to operate again after what he had done. After what he had done, imagine Hugh Krasky get a license again to operate, to show you how vicious the Jamaican government is. You understand? Not securing the people. You understand me? I say, give this monster, right, a license to operate. And so then, guess what? In 2017, when FSC flagged them, to Hugh Krasky, the flagging was a joke. Chop, because them big money in my pocket. I know nothing. Remember that what the company was flagged for, right? Let me read out some of the things that the company was flagged for. So, Hugh Krasky, you know, better come out. I'm going like, you innocent. No better come out and I check about lawsuit. It now go nowhere. We have a document. You understand? This are your modus operandi. This is what you have done. You have mastered the art with Paul Chen Young, right? And you come and repeating Paul Chen Young 2.0 with SSL. So you are all over this. You cannot hide, right? That's why I reveal the documentation to link you as it relates to Paul Chen Young damage to our finance sector and what he had done, and you hide money for him, right? The document is there. You understand? So if anything I can sue me, I go sue the document. Now, just imagine, people, in 2016 or 17, right? The FSC flagged SSL, right, for several irregularities. Several irregularities. One of the irregularities that SSL was flagged for, a culture of non-compliance and mismanagement of client funds. Now, second, failing to file its audited accounts within 90 days of the close of the financial year. Third, granting credits to related parties in violation of orders issued in 2013. So none of what happened there as it relates to FSC, who is a part of SSL, who has a profile account in SSL, Andrew Holness. So Andrew Holness having an account, profile account in SSL. The FSC, you know it go, right? Prime Minister account, that has to be protected. All of these politicians who act as if they don't know what is happening, they know very well from the inception of SSL, it was a Ponzi scheme. They know. So then flagging SSL, right? And just imagine, after flagging SSL as a financial entity supposed to have internal audit on an yearly basis. People, I want you to look and I want you to understand what I'm saying. SSL supposed to execute an internal audit every year. So then, for you, Krusky, who know that, okay, all right, his company is on the verge to lose his license, wouldn't you think that you, Krusky, would do everything to try stay in tandem with FSC rules in order to operate and not to lose his license? But the mission wasn't about that, because FSC wasn't really doing any real investment. And powerful as he is, he knows he can bribe who's supposed to be bribed. And so then FSC, right, and mixed in the corruption, looked the other side. So then, you, Krusky, from SSL, supposed to tender a report as it relates to all that I've read out that been flagged, right? What happened to that report? No one knows. Did that report send to FSC to say, okay, all right, based on what been flagged, we have worked on these issues and we have corrected them? FSC is supposed to come and ensure that these issues are corrected. 2017, nothing being done. 2018, nothing being done, up until 2023. Now, the question that I'm going to go several areas, and if you notice on the thumbnail, I have money laundering, we have fraud, we have forgery. So we know the fraud. So we identify the fraud as it relates to the removal of stocks from under the investors' legs. You understand? Shifted them, right, in wherever they put them, or hide them in wherever they hide them, right? So there was no true investment, just like Eagle with Paul Cheng Young and you, Krusky. They weren't in the true business of investment. They were in the true business of stealing people's investment, capital injection, and shift it. You understand? Purchasing assets in Florida, assets in else place, assets all over the Caribbean, right? And it doesn't directly link to them. You have seen in the document where the evidence and investigation led to where several of these properties were owned by who? By Paul Cheng Young's daughter. That's what they take the people money and do. You understand? Take away their stocks, right? Shifting their stocks, right? So when the people think that they are investing into a real, right, broker company, they are investing into a known established Ponzi scheme, corrupted and licensed by corrupted politicians. The politician seeing you, Krusky face, he should have never been given a license, knowing to the fact that they have the awareness of what Paul Cheng Young did. And you, Krusky, was running with Paul Cheng Young at the time to show you that you, Krusky, was trusted by Paul Cheng Young. Paul Cheng Young put some of the stocks for you, Krusky, to protect them. People, listen. It's the very same thing that is happening to SSL. And it is going to be held, you understand, in terms of fighting, right, through the court system. It is going to be held. So this, what we are seeing here with SSL, is indeed Paul Cheng Young rise again, right? Paul Cheng Young 2.0. Someone who Paul Cheng Young had taught the mastery of his criminal action. Now, as you see that, so looked to show you the political involvement. Now, we know now when the Prime Minister has a profile account there, and when the Prime Minister, right, remove his profile account. Now, let us assume, why did the Prime Minister just move out in profile account, right, prior in SSL, right, facing this financial distress? Information, of course, the body club, right, the body club. Last week I spoke about what we call insider trading. This is where it is getting interesting now, people. The Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, took over the government 2016. And in short space of time, 6 years, this man have a huge mansion and worth over 190 million. It long past that now. Gone over 200 million. Now let me ask a question, and what people need to ask: how much money that the Prime Minister would have invested, because we know that the Prime Minister is richer than both. He's not rich like both. How many money that the Prime Minister could have invested within 6 years? People look into it. That's him build a huge mansion, and he's now assets value over 190 million within 6 years. You don't see where the Prime Minister need to be forensic audited. Let me say this. They are talking about FBI. I am not going to believe that until I actually seen the FBI acting on these cases. Because, trust me, the FBI, in comparison to Jamaican Constabulary Force, right? They are like, the Jamaica Constabulary Force are persons like might be in second form. The FBI are upper six students. And so then, while the Jamaica Constabulary Force can investigate and their investigations stop a yard, the FBI investigation will exceed beyond a mile. Let us ask the question: does the Jamaican government really serious that they want this thing to stop? Let me show you how serious the government is. The government's seriousness, right, defined by Warmington's statement that Warmington will do anything, you understand, by any means necessary to defend Andrew Holness. What this politician is saying, wrong or right, I will defend Andrew. Now, I want to ask a question. I don't leave the SSL, you know. I just a reflect, I just a mix up everything. I want to know if for him to be defending Andrew Holness, as he claimed, wrong or right, because that's what he meant when he said any means necessary. Wrong or right? Are you representing Andrew Holness? Are you representing the Jamaican people who voted you in? Who are you representing? Right? Are you putting party over your country? Or it is the country first that you need to act in accordance with? But guess what? You, Mr. Despicable Politician, I am not going to go further with you and leave off of SSL, because SSL is where the crime starts. You, Krusky, and Paul Chenyang are partners in crime, obviously, from the documentation. So then, if you, Krusky, mix up in those dilemmas and those corruption with Paul Chenyang, do you believe, Jamaica, that this thing with SSL, Gene and Pantan, you, Krusky, hands are clean? Gene and Pantan, right, is acting out what you, Krusky, asked her to do. And you know the reason why I come to that conclusion? This is the reason why I come to that conclusion. Remember, the primary number one thing that FSC flag SSL for is a culture. The word culture, that means it's consistent, right? A consistent behavior of non-compliance, of mismanagement of client funds. You, Krusky, who is the founder of SSL, knowing that it is his business and wanted his license, right? How did they do any internal audit and miss Gene and Pantan? How did they carry out so many internal audits and miss the main perpetrator that handling investors' account, where the money is missing from? They didn't look there. The internal auditor didn't look there. The internal audit system didn't look there. Who them tell that? Who them tell that? Right? Not even for new baby born, you can't tell a new baby that. The main perpetrator, the misappropriation of client stocks, the person, the essential person who is angling, right, those payment, you didn't, investigator, and you have been told by FSC, you have seen what FSC flagged you for. Because guess what? You and Gene and Pantan curse in stealing the investor stocks. So then, you are not going to have any audit. And you did not do any audit. Plain and simple. Right? And not only that, the government allowed you, right? Allowed you to gather as much of our Jamaican money and to steal it a second time. This is not your first rodeo, sir, based on the document. That's why I brought this document for all of us to see it and for all of us to read it and to understand SSL under a big spotlight. Right? So Gene and Pantan, you don't worry. You are trying as much as possible, right, to protect, right, your criminal friend because you are getting your big cut out of it. We know how it goes, right? I am saying if the Jamaican government, right, really serious and the truth be told, God he knows, I just don't believe it, that they are serious to solve this. And so then, I believed that these people are going to be losing their money, right? Because if it fully exposed, what are going to be exposed, money laundering is going to be exposed. Because think of it, people, if the FBI go into that, for persons who take millions of dollars and put into SSL, they would have to give account of the source of how they source that money. So even the persons who have been defrauded, some of them don't want any investigation to even proceed. Believe it, people. Believe it. Because of how they source their money. So tell me, does Jamaican government talking about FBI giving us something to quench, calm them down, right? This is the viciousness of the government that we have leading us today. That him, the government, become a part of SSL. Nasty scandal. In the government. Right? Okay, so TR Angle Records, definitely. Who is Paul Chen Young? Okay, so Paul Chen Young was the person who found the Eagle Merchant banks and so forth and so forth. In 1995, Jamaica experienced a financial meltdown, right? As a result of all of those entities that he opened, they resulted in insufficient fund after many investors invested there. Now, likewise, SSL is in that same predicament. But guess what? The founder of SSL right now also run along with Paul Chen Young during that time of the meltdown. And not only that, Paul Chen Young give him X amount of stocks to hide away for him. While they were in court dealing with certain processes of the entire situation, Paul Chen Young and Krusky were busy hiding away all these stocks. So then, who we have now show up? Who we have show up? Mr. Krusky. Using one of Paul Chen Young's old company, right? Which is Paul Chen Young and Associates, where the same Krusky changed the name, right? To disguise it and call it SSL. So then, this is Paul Chen Young 2.0. So let us just read into some of the chat, answer some of the people, and get back to this saga. And since we clear it up, we just want to show the Jamaican people that don't believe the narrative that Gene and Pantan act unilaterally. That is impossible. That's a lie. That's a deflection. So I hope that the Jamaica Constabulary Force also can see this document and understand that Krusky was running along with Paul Cheng Young and eyed several stocks for Paul Cheng Young. Let us go into the chat.
Okay, guys, so welcome to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Friday. I'm just giving an umbrella welcome in the interest of time. I'm just going to go over some of the comments that were made in respect to the topic. And the phone line is open, guys. Anybody who want to call in, the number is streaming across the screen. Sorry, we still have Faith Like Job. So, Triangle was saying, sorry, 1 sec. Let me just go back. I jumped over it. He's saying, well done, Mystic. And he's saying, thanks, family, respect. Thought this family was going to get away with this white collar crime. And he's also saying it's they are in this together.
Exactly.
We're trying to link everything.
Exactly.
And he said it's a Ponzi scheme. He bought his license. He has immunity.
Exactly.
Okay, and he was saying definitely who is Paul Chen Young. And I did read out the previous comments by other persons.
All right. So
he says the whole government will go down.
So let us just run it back again for some of the people who are just coming in, right? So for the government who is now acting as if, okay, this is so terrible, and you know they are doing things now to bring forth clarity, to people. They are not bringing forth any clarity to people, right? For them to be leading their investigation and utilizing the narrative, right? That, okay, it is Gene and Pantan act unilaterally. Gene and Pantan cannot act unilaterally. In SSL, Gene and Pantan had a supervisor to report to, right? And that supervisor is going to do their internal audits. That supervisor or manager would have understood, right, the infractions of FSC. And so then, to know that the infractions were there, and they still continue to do what they have done it with some level of confidence. They have done it with some level that, okay, everything is okay and everything is cool. Now, let me show you something, people. And what I believe, this is no evidence, this is just subjectively me. When Gene and Pantan came out and went to the police, you understand, and speaking about that, and so then alerted Bolt. People might confuse as to why Gene and Pantan came out, right, and inform Bolt managers and so forth about the theft. Based on my suspicion, what I believe, this is what I believe. I could be wrong, so let me say that. Bolt put his money inside SSL 2012. The long-term investment that Bolt may have done, right, may be a 10-year maturity. People, watch this. Or 5 and 5, right? So then, upon the 10-year maturity, which is going to be 2022, what is going to happen? Without Gene and Pantan came out and spoke about it, Bolt and his management team would have discovered it. They would have discovered it, because if their thing reached maturity
they can't cash out,
and they cannot cash out, something is wrong. So then when Gene and Pantan came out and talked to Bolt, because I believe, subjectively, let me say this, it is now the maturity date And Bolt was going to find out anyway. So don't be confused, people. Jean and Panton knew very well that Bolt was going to find out. And so then she sort of planned the situation between she, you understand, and the upper echelon of the company, because they know, right? So she utilized herself to be the scapegoat because God knows, you understand, what amount of dividend she will be getting from that. And so then, remember that as it was in the time of Paul Cheney Young, the very same thing that Paul Cheney Young have done, one who were walking shoulder to shoulder. Paul Cheney Young and Kreski. Paul Cheney Young and Hugh Kreski. They had deceived the people that caused a financial meltdown, right, in 1995. And you see where the money end up, people, based on the document, where the money end up. The money end up in Miami, right, where you buy over 19 properties. And what he take those money, property, the property never linked directly to him, right? His daughters, his friends, his family owned it. So then those assets don't link to him. You see the same trickery? Now, if you look on SSL and you look on what Paul Cheng Young did, and the reason why we are called Paul Cheng Young, for people who need to see the connection, is to the fact that Paul Cheng Young and Hugh Kreski had done this together. They had done it before, right? That caused the financial meltdown. They were the culprits. Now, so this is what I'm saying, people. Let us argue now. The government must have known about Hugh Kreski. The government of Jamaica, let me take off my glasses. The government of Jamaica would have somewhat known about Hugh Kreski, the internet there. If I can find that information, they too can find that information. It is not like me skiller than them or smarter than them. So I can find it and them can't find it. If you know that the money run with Paul Cheng Young and mix up in a lot of corruption, even hiding the stocks. You understand, the thieving stocks for Paul Cheng Young. Yes, Mr. Yes, you Kreski, if you want to sue me, sue me. You're hiding the thieving stocks for Paul Cheng Young. And the document stated that. You understand? That was in court. Right? That claimed by the Solicitor General, who claimed that. The Solicitor General stated that. Right? Based on investigation. Right? Where you shifted, take away the people and stocks. Right? And shift, where you have to shift. You understand? Liquidate them. And then buy properties. So then, who we have here mixed up in this saga? Hugh Kreski. Hugh Kreski. That farm SSL, my further investigation, me just established that SSL was once named Paul Cheng Young and Associates. Paul Cheng Young 2.0. Hugh Kreski done it again. Deja vu. Deja vu. Hugh Kreski, you had done it again. So all what the government is doing, right? People make a look, right? Them talking about big boat FBI coming in to help and so forth and so forth. I don't believe that them really want the FBI helping. I don't believe that them want the FBI assistance. Right? Because, and if the FBI, right, is going to investigate this case, trust me, politicians, you can start tremble from now, right? Because the FBI is going to look on money laundering. The FBI is going to look on the whole general fraud of who mixed up with that. And the FBI is going to find, right, where you put those stocks, where you hide those stocks. The FBI is going to find it, right? And it doesn't make sense. You people, let me talk to SSL people. It don't make sense. You people try to damage any of the data because that is an additional charges. So if any person who attempt to damage any data, right, the FBI is going to know because all of the information carry what we call digital footprint. So you can't hide it. It no makes sense. It would be wonderful to know that all the hard drives have already been secured by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. So when you have Krusky claim that he doesn't know anything, right? Might be some email chain there to link in terms of his awareness, right? The FBI is going to find that. We know from the ordinary person, right, who, because myself run many audits, and I know, right, that there is no way, shape, nor form that Gene and Panton would have missed internal audit and don't picked up into the audit. It cannot happen. So then, are you saying that FSC as a financial institution, right, doing brokerage, don't have any audit? I want to know if that is what you Krusky is saying. Are you saying that you don't conduct audit? Because if you don't conduct audit, Mr. Krusky, right, for you and Zachary Harding planning to dissolve SSL, right, and go and take up Delta investment. For those potential investors who are going to be in Delta, and if you don't utilizing any internal audit, that means you're not going to do any internal audit, yeah, at Delta. Are you going to be conducting internal audit at Delta? Right? Or, obviously, Delta is another Ponzi scheme. So you crush this, you dissolve this, and open. And that's what the history shows. Right? From Paul Chen Young, right? Behavior as it relates to what he did, right? Take away the people capital injection, so to speak, and convert it to personal use, right? Put other people's name, buy properties and put other people's name, right? That's what he did, right? And I don't understand. I just can't understand for this government who is saying that they are dealing with nation building, allow you Krusky to get a license People, knowing to the fact that I have shown you what I have shown you a while ago with that information there that is on the internet, how did you, Krusky, get a license to operate similarly as what happened to Paul Chen Young? And remember, you, Krusky, and Paul Chen Young mix up. You understand, in an Eagle Merchant? And which part, you, Krusky, you understand, the hide stocks for Paul Chen Young. So how comes him get the license? How comes he got the license? And so then, the very same way how he got the license, I am presuming it's the very same way FSC did not follow up on the audit, did not follow up in closing them down. The corruption, they did not close them down because Andrew Holness caught up into it. This is a Jamaica Labour Party crime. No joke about it. This is a Jamaica Labour Party crime. By me saying this, I'm asking the question, how much of them really involved? How much of them really involved? Let us go one more time in the chat and see what is happening and see if we can answer some people.
Okay, so welcome to everyone who's just recently joined us. Happy Friday and happy Saturday to each and everyone, depending on where you are in the world. So India is saying one person cannot pull that off. That's impossible.
Impossible. I agree with you.
Triangle is saying Ponzi scheme all over again. And Triangle is saying they're a scapegoat. So it's meaning that she's a scapegoat. Exactly. And Valerie is saying story is coming to bomb Kanana Po.
Okay, all right.
And Triangle is saying this could have gotten worse. He could have had a car accident, just showing a different angle. I guess it's something related to what you said. Maybe I was in the bathroom at the time. And he's saying, people, open your eyes. Open your eyes, people. Very good. Open your eyes. And Triangle was saying he wanted to know their nationality. Crosby, and I guess he's referring to Chen Young, who's now deceased. Yeah. Interesting. So I think Crosby is Jamaican. Paul Chen Young may be Jamaican, but he's of Asian descent. Yeah. And hold on, he was okay, I asked that again. He said they found some already. I guess he's referring to the money. And he said in St. Lucia. And he said, didn't know that St. Lucia is like Switzerland where your records can't be audited. Wow. What?
Wow. So, and that's why
let me just
that's why they go check up on that. That's why they may place it there. But obviously you can see, right, the modus operandi between Paul Chen Young and Hugh Crosby, right? And where Hugh Crosby come and definitely execute Paul Chen Young 2.0 here, right? No doubt. So when we are not seeing, interestingly, that I want to push it, but you know what? As it relates to the Prime Minister, because I have to keep a focus on the Prime Minister with the Prime Minister concern. I would love to know how much the Prime Minister put in, right? And how much he got out, because it is important to know. And why it is important to know, because the Prime Minister caught up in this mess. For one, number one, this man shouldn't have been given a license, knowing to the fact, right, of previous allegation, very serious allegation as it relates to the financial meltdown. He shouldn't have, in no way, shape, nor form. But yet, he was allowed, you understand, to operate, you understand, the similar Ponzi scheme, which, you understand, they would have known that this is a Ponzi scheme. So if, they gave him the license, and they see the irregularities in 2016 or 17 when the FSC flagged him, right? To show you that They were blatant in terms of, okay, all right, the FSC know what you are doing. We flag you for what you are doing, right? As it relates to mishandling of, you understand, investors' account. But yet, we are going to allow you to continue, because basically that's what it is. Under the circumstances of knowing that investors' accounts were at risk, the FSC knew very well that all those investors there, their accounts were at risk. They have audited it and found out. So then the question is, why did they really allow them, right, to continue? And knowing not only that you have a knowledge of what you flag them for, but you also have a knowledge of what you, Krusky, involved with, right, in 1995. Jordan Hyman. Hi, Jordan.
Hi.
Welcome, Jordan. Happy Friday.
Big up yourself, my boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any input?
I was just passing through on here. Saw you guys talking about. I saw the topic. On my way in.
Okay. So you want me to just briefly go over it and make you have a full understanding?
Sure.
Okay. So what we were talking about, Paul Chen Young, right? The financial meltdown in the 90s with Paul Chen Young, right? As it relates to similar Ponzi scheme as SSL, and where the person who currently own SSL was part and parcel of Paul Chen Young crime within the 90s, right? That caused the financial meltdown. We had found a document, right, that link all of these details as it relates to this SSL founder, Krusky, right, who as a matter of fact, in 2006 here, right, where he was hiding stocks for Paul Chen Young. And this is the man who found SSL. As a matter of fact, let me say, continue Paul Chen Young, you understand, company. We also found out that SSL, right, before he changed the name, SSL was Paul Chen Young and Associates. So you see the connection, Hyman?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I am saying now, what we are saying now, the government should have known all of this. This is not something that is I. If I can find it on the internet, you understand, the government of Jamaica would be more privy, you understand, of more information than I.
Of course, then.
Yeah.
Right? And so then, okay, so we know that they know. My question to the government, knowing this information as it relates to partner in crime, Paul Chen Young and Krusky, why did you give Krusky the license? Why did he get the license to operate? Why did you legalize his Ponzi scheme? Because that's what the government did, basically. You see where I'm going, Hyman?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
The government knowing all of that information,
Yeah.
and still deny the information, give this man the license and know that this man is a Ponzi scheme specialist. The government legalized this Ponzi scheme so that the Jamaican people can be abused, including both being abused by this situation.
But they recently tried to dissolve the company and they had to get a court injunction to stop it until I think the 17th of next month.
Yeah.
It stands until where they cannot dissolve the company.
Exactly.
Because in the midst of this, that's what they were trying to do.
What? All right. While Paul Chen Young was having this case in court as it relates to the investigation going on. He was transferring stocks all over the place. Look on the similarity, Jordan. While we are having this situation with SSL, you Crosby, want to dissolve this as well, and shifting certain things. He has to be stopped. So it is the same behavior. So then, when we see John and Panton came out, right, and rush to the police, give the police statement. As a matter of fact, prior to giving the police statement, Gene and Panton, for people to know, is the one who informed the whole team about the whole issue. But guess what? I believe, I have no evidence, let me say that. I believe that she knew very well that it could be the possibility where Bolt investment was going to come to full maturity because it is 10 years. Bolt invested in 2012.
Yeah.
So from 2012 to 2022, what that give you? Full 10 years.
Yeah.
So that full 10 years on the point of maturity, she knew very well that Bolt was going to discover.
Oh my days.
You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
So then now she has to now act as if now, okay, you know, it's some act of conscience. You know, I have sympathy. I am going to speak my truth and so forth. The truth that Jean and Panton is speaking is a calculated truth.
Because she have no other choice.
Because
the money is not there.
The money is not there. And guess what?
Yeah.
Really and truly, we can tell Jamaica this, that most of the money that Jean and Panton removed or shift around the stocks, that shift around, right? If the FBI comes in and the FBI investigating this, don't be surprised. Let me say this now on this channel. People of Jamaica, don't be surprised that the stocks that Jean and Panton shift around, right, stole from under the investors' feet, right, the FBI might find them, you understand, as it relates to you, Crosby. It might lead back straight to you, Crosby. You know the reason why I said that? This is the reason why I said this. You, Crosby, who is the owner, who is the founder of SSL, being flagged for, right, one of the primary thing that he was flagged for, right? Let me just read it out for you. The primary thing that he was flagged for, as it relates to the appropriate wording. Where is that? That's in it. Where's the document? Let me just find it as it relates to.
I think this is when you have the irregularities on. Let me just read out what Valerie is saying while you're looking for it. So Valerie is saying, I have okay, you found it?
Yes.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
So this is it. In plain sight here. To show you that you, Crosby, did not care about FSC flagging. Because this is the primary thing that he was flagged for. A culture of non-compliance and mismanagement of client funds. Number 2, failing to file its audited accounts within 90 days of the close of the financial year. Number 3, granting credits to related parties in violation of orders, right, issued in 2013. Look, let us look at number 3. That this man is granting credit. Remember, this man is not a bank. The entity is not a bank. You know? It's not a banking entity. You know? So they are not able to, they should not allow to give loans. You understand? That is contrary to their license. Okay. Because for him to do that, you'd have to license the company as such.
Yeah, exactly.
And then his is if he's going to license a company of such, right? Of course, more archer requirement is going to expect of them, right? So then, and this is where I am telling Jamaican people in terms of the weaknesses here, right here, where the FSC concerned. The financial regulative system of Jamaica, the decentralization of the financial sector as it relates to regulation. I want people to understand where I'm coming from. Regulation I'm talking about. You understand the entity that regulate these companies. You understand either banking or non-banking. So what UCASKI operating, right? Brokers, and those are non-banking entities. So who's responsible to regulate them? FSC. For banking entities like, National Commercial Bank, Nova Scotia, and so forth, right? BOJ responsible to regulate those banks. This is where the problem comes in, Ayman. If Jamaica, just like Canada here in Canada, you just have one centralized system.
Yeah.
Every financial institution here in Canada have one regulation. You know why? It is important because that regulation goes straight down from top to bottom. So audit would have to be accounted for. So when you have that separation there, right? FSC, look what happened. Remember, them the fall under BOJ, because BOJ act more responsibly. And if BOJ was doing that audit, it would be a different kettle of fish. So FSC now being manipulated by the corruptors, you understand, who align with political parties, and who knows say the money they operate upon the scheme, and who knows say them have them account in it and them want to eat a food. So you see the reason why they not close them down. Because man want to stay in there and eat them food and corruption goes on. So people who believe that, okay, this is a legitimate company. Yes, it is a legitimate company. You understand? Licensed by political associates who knows that the man shouldn't get a license. You get where I come from, Hyman?
Yes, sir.
So then, that is the situation that we are dealing with, you understand, and seeing all of this unfold. Corruption from top to bottom. Politician mix up, and it's terrible. So I am asking, and I am laughing, when they are coming out as it relates to their damage control tactics and reverse psychology, or psychology in reverse, whatever they want to deal with it as. Talking about FBI and calling up FBI name. Do they really want the FBI to investigate this? Because the FBI, right, is not going to investigate a case. You understand, and leave it part way. They are going to uproot the sprung of it, right? And in uprooting the sprung of it, it is going to reach the political arena.
True.
Right? Because what can the FSC said in terms of flagging SSL 2016 or 2017 for these miscellaneouses and did not follow through? They did not follow through because it's simple. Because their own divine interests, right, that they have to protect. You understand? The Prime Minister has a profile account there. Interesting, Hyman, that I am asking right now as to how much the Prime Minister put in. Why am I asking that? Went in power 2016, and within 6 years, the Prime Minister is a rotten rich man. How that look, Simon? Because
Well,
let me say something again. Apart from the 6 years, that the Prime Minister in power. Remember, they have 2 years of COVID, you know. So then, we could take with them 2 years there. You're going to tell me that the Prime Minister really used 4 years to have one off?
But Andrew, man.
Eh?
That is how him behave, man. That's how Andrew behave.
All right. So let us go into the chat, Hyman, and see what we have there.
So pertaining to what Triangle said, didn't know that St. Lucia is like Switzerland where your records can't be audited. I found the information. They are audited yearly, and as a matter of fact, they have to have 3 independent persons who are not employed to the company on the board to oversee this, and they have to do yearly audits. At each annual meeting, they have to present the findings, and the shareholders must be presented with financial statements, and the shareholders have to sign off on it to say that it is correct. And the failure to do this at least by the 31st of each year, their penalty is a person can be held accountable for not keeping records. They have to keep records for at least 6 years. If convicted, can be sentenced to a penalty of at least $1,000 or to imprisonment of up to 1 year or both. So they do have stiff penalties there in St. Lucia, and they have checks and balances. So the records are audited. Although they have a clause where you can also file to not have to do that yearly, but then the investors have to agree, and they have to come up with some method in which to keep the investors informed or abreast as to how their money is working. And it still has to be transparent to the government for them to analyze everything.
So then do you have it for who's that? Triangle asked that question?
Yeah.
So there's your answer, Triangle, as it relates to St. Lucia. They do conduct yearly audit checks and balance, because that is how it go. It's from once you're dealing with a financial institution, with a banking or non-banking, you understand? An audit, internal audit, is a must. What's the question that we're asking? How did Gene and Pantan survive all those audits? Cannot happen. Just cannot happen. All right. So
but they were saying, I have goat mouth. How were they going to keep this from Usain Bolt and the public? Were they waiting for the right time to bump him off along with others who lost their money to these people?
Valor,
question.
Yeah, Valor, good question. What I think, and that's one of the reasons why I think that, you understand, both portfolio, you understand, reached to the point of maturity. And, you know, things was going to come out anyway.
They had no other choice.
So she has no other choice more than did what she did. You understand? That's my take. I could be wrong. Yes, Hyman, what were you saying?
Oh, when I heard that his money was taken, I was shocked.
Oh yeah. I mean, but Hyman, everybody was shocked, because look, the amount of things that Bolt had done in terms of carrying Jamaica on his back.
True,
right?
exactly. Correct.
Put Jamaica, you understand,
Very
high places on the map.
Mm,
And then being disrespected and disregarded in such a way. It shows you, people, you understand, this is what our politicians think of us. Right? And it doesn't make sense that people are saying, I mean, what the government have to do with Bolt. Right? Now, that is the reason why we vote for the government, you know. One of the primary reasons why we vote for the government, remember, for those persons who are saying that, the government, you understand, point of duty to ensure safety towards the civilian, to the citizenry. You understand? That is one of their duties, you know. You understand? But I am saying, in cases like this, where the evidence overly pronounced, where someone who had involved in previous wrongdoing, as it relates to almost banked up 40% of Jamaica GDP during the financial meltdown. Almost 40% of our GDP, right? Hit investors like that. And then this person, you understand, based on the document, you understand, has shift around stocks and, you understand, liquidate stocks and use those liquid funds to purchase assets all over in Miami, you understand, in the Caribbean and so forth, and put them in people's name and so forth and so forth and so forth. You understand? You know all of this. The government know all of this. The government know everything about FINSAC. You understand? It is Paul Cheng Young created FINSAC, and FINSAC fail again. Paul Cheng Young caused the financial meltdown. You understand? The government at the time tried, you understand, to really cushion it by institute FINSAC, and which FINSAC went in, you understand, and you understand, deal with high interest rate burden, and that sort of burdensome level. They couldn't survive. People lose their properties, people lose their, this was mayhem, chaos after chaos. I am saying, after all of that, Paul Cheng Young and Hugh Crosby, the government allow Hugh Crosby a license. You know, say, Hugh Crosby were involved in a Ponzi scheme. It is nothing hiding. It is nothing hiding. It is on the internet. So if I can find it, I would presume that the government have this information. Then my question, why did you allow Hugh Crosby? This is the center of the corruption. You know? This is the heart of the corruption. To know that this man previously involved in a situation like that, that almost caused Jamaica, you understand, a financial disaster. And this is the very same man you have given a license to. You have given a license to. So then, from day one, the government would have known that this is a Ponzi scheme. What makes matters worse was to the fact that also, if you want to believe or presume that the government should have known, while we are confident that the government know and choose not to do anything, FSC audited them 2016 or 2017 and find all the miscellaneous, found the miscellaneous, right? And after finding the miscellaneous, what happened after finding the miscellaneous, right? The miscellaneous was clear to see. Miscellaneous 1, a culture of non-compliance and mismanagement of client funds. The very same thing that had happened in the 1990s with Paul Cheng Young. What caused Eagle Merchant, you understand, to face the financial meltdown?
But you said a very important word in that statement. It's not said that they found a misappropriation
culture.
Of fund. It says
culture.
A culture.
Culture.
That
I know that
something that's repeated over and over and over
again. I know that.
So that is a very important word in that statement that they made. A culture of non-compliance and mismanagement of client funds.
You know, I know that that's where you're going. I know that you're a smart pea in the pod. You're a smart pea in the pod. But look, as it is, a culture simply means that the mismanagement of client funds have been consistent. These are regular happenings. So then, if you want to presume that the government knew all along, this, as it relates to FSC, who flagged them now, is now confirming to all of us in Jamaica that yes, the government flagged them, the government know. Now the government flagged them, the government know. See? Failing to file the audited accounts within 90 days of the close of the financial year. Right? Granting credits to related parties in violation of orders issued in 2013. Right? So in 2013, you know, right? The FSC also, you understand, evict an order on them and then break all of that. And confident in doing it. You understand? They would know bribery, all sorts of something mixed up in this. Insider trading, right? Money laundering. Because one of the reasons why I put money laundering on the thumbnail, I realize that some of the persons, you understand, who have been fleeced, very silent. Very silent. Seems like they don't want it to really go to a certain extent. Because if it goes there, an FBI to involve, okay, you have 15 million, you lost 15 million, right? Of course, the FBI is going to follow the money. The FBI is going to follow the money. What do you think? You're calling in the FBI. The FBI is going to follow the money. So if you invest $50 million, we know say Bolt no in this, you know, we know how Bolt money go.
Yes.
Right? And that's why Bolt is active. That's why Bolt is loud. You hear anybody else loud? Because some of them might be scamming money, me only I say. We don't have no evidence. So let me say that clear. You understand? Only I say. As it relates to the loud silence when we hear. You hear that? Loud silence.
Deafening silence.
It's echoing. They are not, seems like they don't interested. Right?
Yeah.
So then, why they don't interested? Right? Because if they question about their source of funds, right? So then, oh, Daddy Gilly, bring up Daddy Gilly too.
Happy Friday.
Go on, sir.
Oh, the place there, Daddy Gilly. How are you feeling me now?
Right. Me have to cover my throat, my brother. Me have to cover my throat.
What is going on?
Yeah, man. Me like the topic, you know. But you touch a serious point now on the missing money.
Yes.
All right. This you're talking the amount only for Bolt. We are talking about for Bolt, right? You know.
Yes.
Me gonna say, the government not doing their work. They're not safeguarding people finances.
Exactly.
The necessary contrivance, the plans and management were not put in place in order to see where
certain breakdown
is concerned. Yeah, certain breakdown is concerned. Because what I'm saying, if the mechanism were in place to find out certain things or to catch on certain things, you are telling me that millions of dollars were being taken from even Jamaican dollars, millions of dollars in US currency is being missing, and no mechanism were not put in place to find out if those irregularities. Me not understand.
You're me see that now, Gilly. I don't think that it has anything to do with adequate mechanism. For me, I think that appropriate mechanism in place, because if you are aware, FSC flag them and find the miscellaneouses. The fact of the matter is the checks and balance and the following through that did not done. Why it wasn't done? This is where it comes in. I think it was just corruption as it relates to bribery and to the fact that the Prime Minister may have an account there, and persons knew very well that the Prime Minister has an account there. And so then there you can see as it relates to the body club, you understand, they just decided to overlook them. It is not a situation that they didn't find these issues. They have found all the issues that needed to be found. The fact of the matter, what did they do? Why did they hesitate in closing them down?
That me I wonder too. But why this thing? This why me not understand still?
Yes.
What me not understand, Mr. B, is the all right. So far as all right, play that devil's advocate now. So then take the money one time. Because say, oh shucks, that's a big ice. You understand? But me I say it has been done on several occasions.
Yes.
So that me I say,
okay.
Why there was nothing in place to ascertain certain things.
All right. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. If you are working at the airport and you have been given a canine to smell, right, as it relates to drugs and blah, blah, blah. And if the canine came upon drugs, right, and the canine is giving you indication that, okay, the drugs in the bag there. Now, if your friend bag, you know, and you drug with the canine from the bag, you're not going to find the drugs.
All right, so me get it, your example is well taken. Me get it now. So certain people are trying to protect some people, right?
But all right, there's no other way. You understand? Because guess what? It is not a situation where the FSC did not find any irregularities. I want to know if I'm stupid, the FSC so stupid to come out and tell the public that they found these irregularities. Because the question then, if you found these irregularities, what did you do about them? You found them. What did you do about them? Okay. I mean, one audit run. And I'm just going to tell you just a standard audit at my workplace. If an audit run and we are flagged for certain miscellaneouses, number one, we are going to be given a period of time, you understand, to sort out these miscellaneouses. Then we're going to have to give a follow-up report, right? And so the next time when the auditors, the external auditors come in, you understand, those are some of the first area that they want to check out. Particularly when a situation, question, threaten, you understand, to cancel the licenseship. So then, the first thing is that they are going to follow up to know that all the miscellaneouses were fixed. FSC did not do that. Did not do that. And so then, okay, I am going to presume why they didn't do it. One, the primary thing is that the Prime Minister account is there. The Prime Minister account is there. But what I want to know and what I want to ask Andrew Holness.
One question before you go on. One question, Brother Byron. Yes. The Prime Minister account was there. Was it being affected by these things?
Very good question. Boy, hey, trust me. Hey, ask the question again. Ask the question.
They said if all these irregularities that been going on with Mr. Bolt and other financial people, if the Prime Minister of Jamaica had any account or any business at that specific at SSL.
Yeah, no, you mean if the Prime Minister account been affected?
Yes, or if it's been affected by these.
All right. All right. let me say this to you now. Let me put it in our way, right? It is only the Prime Minister, like, it seems like it is only the Prime Minister escape the storm.
Right. Byron, you know, easy, you know.
Only the Prime Minister escape, you understand, Category 5 hurricane that blew over SSL. Because number one, him alone cash out, you know. And not only that, he cash out, him also secure him account. Him cash out and secure him account.
Hold on, man. I want to get so serious in so it, and you, no. Hold on. You said I said there are reports. There are reports.
Yes.
That the Prime Minister cash out the money out of SSL.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I don't know report. Let me remind you. Is the Prime Minister same cash out, you know? And the Prime Minister tax same cash out, you know?
When did they do that?
Let me remind you. During the political campaign in 2015, Peter Phillips asked him about his house that he was building and want him to explain. The Prime Minister allowed that Peter Phillips bad mind and that he invests in SSL. So he got, you understand, him cash out from SSL because he invested in stocks, bonds, and security in SSL. Another entity as well. You understand what I said? So it came out of the Prime Minister's own mouth. So it is not anyone accusing the Prime Minister about the cashing out. But me I ask now, since the Prime Minister cash out, me I ask the Prime Minister for just tell me how much you put in there.
Mercy.
No, I would like to know how much you put in and how much you get out.
So we ask now, Byron.
Well, let me ask Andrew one more question. Mr. Honest.
Yeah.
You know, I ask him, Andrew may talk to him, I don't want nobody else answer me. Yeah. Mr. Honest, were you aware that Hugh Krasky was running along with Paul Cheng Young in the 1990s meltdown? That is question number one. Were you aware that Paul Cheng Young, as it relates to the information and as it relates to what the attorney stated, that Hugh Krasky, right, was hiding some of Paul Cheng Young stocks, properties? Were you aware of these things? Because if the Prime Minister not aware of that, financial meltdown, big thing, as it relates to Hugh Krasky and Paul Cheng Young, then something wrong with the Prime Minister. Something wrong. So then, as a result of that level of awareness, the next question is, why did Paul Cheng Young, why did Hugh Krasky get a license to operate again?
And the man that did big in the Eagle Merchant sitting there, no man.
Then Paul Cheng Young is the founder of the Eagle Merchant.
Yeah.
He's the founder of the Eagle Merchant. So I am saying that. So, and as a matter of fact, Paul Cheng is also the founder of SSL.
Whoa!
Paul Cheng is also the founder of SSL because SSL changed its name from Paul Cheng Young and Associates. So then the previous name that SSL bear was Paul Cheng Young and Associates. You understand? And who now, you understand, represent that? Hugh Krasky. Hugh Krasky that will partner in crime with Paul Cheng Young in the 90s. 1990s financial meltdown. That almost Jamaica You understand? Lost over 40% of its GDP. So then, having all of that, why this man was given a license? So let us look in the chat, and I'm almost soon at my end as it relates to my portion, and we'll be turning over to Wifey in short order.
Okay, so Valerie is saying they didn't want Bold to know. Thank you, Mama Bold, for always praying God's protection over your son.
All right. Thank you, Valor Empress, for that. All right.
So again, welcome to those who recently joined, and thank you to everyone who's still here. Really appreciate the continued support. Happy Friday and happy Saturday to each and every one, depending on where you are in the world. Okay. You're back.
All right. So, yes. So, this is the end of my argument in showing us Jamaican that Jean Ann Panton is not the only person that involved in this. And to show to Jamaica that you, Krusky, right, solidly partner in crime as it relates to him and Paul Chen Young in the 1990s, early 1990s or mid 1990s, 95, 96, that caused the financial meltdown, right? Where they have taken the investors' money, shifted all over the place, right? Buy up several properties and put those properties on the people's name, right? Investigation found them, right? Here we are, 2.0, Paul Chen Young 2.0, operated and executed by you, Krusky. You understand? Now being allowed to operate another Ponzi scheme, right? Bearing a license to operate and create another mayhem, which can result into one of the largest hike where they are concerned. The largest heist where they are concerned. So here you have it. I have shown you, I've shown you the connection as it relates to you, Krusky, Paul Chen Young, and your modus operandi. Right? So that is what I delivered tonight. The document is there for persons to look on the channel, read it, and for any other vloggers who want to use this document, feel free to use it, because we are sharing information and we are one accord in delivering the message and fighting for justice. Social media is carrying that. So anyone who wants to use the document, feel free to use that document. All right. Okay. All right. So here it is for Jeopardy lovers. Yeah, I now hand over to Wifey.
Okay, guys. Again, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for the contribution to the topic. And Baron, thank you again for that presentation.
All right.
All right. So we're gonna go straight into Jeopardy. I'm just gonna share the template. Let me just bring it up here. And remember, guys, the rules. We're playing for credits, so $1,000 credit to the person with the most points, a Digicel or Flow, and then $500 credits to 4 runners up, Digicel or Flow. And remember, sorry, one second. And remember, the question is in the form of a statement, and then you are going to answer in the form of a question. If it's a place or a thing, it is what is. or where is, and if it is the name of a person, you answer who is, and then give the answer. Let me just get rid of the banner there so you can see. So tonight's categories are animals, parishes, general knowledge, complete the saying, car logos, and science. Welcome, Empress. Happy Friday to you. And okay, I'll wait until Baron come before I. Okay, Empress is saying animals are 500, and she's saying happy Friday on the family. So while Rich is saying, yes, so true, Baron, every record of everything is out there, and he's saying, but the security forces of Jamaica is just as corrupt. Even the parliamentarian, they're just trying to cover up the truth.
Thank you for that, Willie, and that is so true.
Okay.
Big covering up.
Okay. All right, so Empress is saying animals are 500, so let's see what's under there. How long can a crocodile go without eating? How long can a crocodile go without eating? This one is keep freezing up, not carrying on the chat. How long can a crocodile go without eating? Hand me a pen on the holder, please. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is, what is a year? So crocodiles have a very slow metabolism, which allows them to survive long periods without food. In fact, larger crocodiles can go for over a year without eating a meal because their metabolism is very slow in breaking down. That's why they eat big things. Wow. All right, so that's 500 points, and that is welcome, Lenika. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. And that point goes to Empress. She's the first one that came up here. So what is over a year? So and Empress? Then Daniel, yeah.
And how much for that?
That is 500 points. She's saying cars for 500. Cars for 500. All right. So
500 for that?
Yeah, 500, Empress. So cars for 500, and this is double your score. Name which car company uses this logo. Which car company uses that logo? Thank you, Lanika, and blessings to you as well. Send blessings to you both, Mystic.
Bless up, Lanika.
Okay, and I see the answer that I am looking for. Wow. All right, so what is Land Rover? And that is for 500 points, and then it's going to be double your score. So first on the board with the correct response is Empress. So 500 added to her 5 and then double that. She start out strong.
So Empress got 2,000 already?
Yep. Okay, choose the next category and for how many points, Empress. Says complete the same for 500. Oh, high stakes roller tonight. Fire their must steal.
And them think what?
Fire their must steal.
This not normal.
It's very not normal at all. All right, so what is him think a cool breeze? So first on the board with the correct response is Empress, then Daniel.
How much for points that?
500.
You know, so Empress are going, sir?
Yeah, tell you. And she wants us for 500. All right, so let's see. What are the states of matter? So matter has 3 states. Name the 3 states of matter. And it's double point answer. So 500. So whoever gets that is getting 1,000 points. So name the 3 states of matter. Okay, and I see the answer that I'm looking for. What is solid, liquid, and gas? So first on the board with the correct response is Empress, then Daniel.
How much points that? 500?
Double. So 1,000 points, please.
Whoa.
Daniel said Empress come go up.
No, sir.
Okay, she said parish is for 500. So parish, general knowledge. So I give you attractions that are in the particular parish and you're going to name the parish. So Lover's Leap, first parish to get electricity and largest German settlement in Jamaica. So it has Lover's Leaps and it was the first parish to get electricity and has the largest German settlement in Jamaica. Name the parish. Yeah, look around for you, okay? You can't whisper.
No, they're right. Then ask for that. That?
Yes. All right.
She don't whisper.
Sunshine, welcome, welcome, and congratulations on your baby girl. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome, welcome.
She has a baby girl?
Yes,
Congratulations.
Truck Life told us last week.
Okay.
All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for, so I'm going to reveal it. What is St. Elizabeth? All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response. So first on the board with the correct response is, oops, hold on. Lanika. What is St. Elizabeth? So 500 points. Lanika is on the board. Right, so Lanika
is on the board.
Then we have, okay, no.
So the score as it
Daniel.
is, Lanika on 500 points, Empress 3,500 points.
No, Daniel, that is the capital. I asked for the parish. You need to give me the parish, not the capital. Oh, she's saying, thank you, you're welcome. Your new bundle of joy.
All right.
And then, okay, Daniel came with St. Elizabeth after. He said no and lol. Okay, Lanika, choose the next category and for how many points that you want. Daniel said, go to Lanika, blessings. Oh, she's saying car logos for 400. So car logos for 400. Which car company uses that logo? Which car company uses that logo? Okay, I see the answer that I am looking for. So, what is Mazda? So Mazda is a company that uses this particular logo. and that is for 400 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. First in with the correct response is Empress. That is for 400 points.
Empress?
So yes, so Empress choose the next category, and for how many points? Yes, Daniel Master. Okay, she's saying cars for 300. Which car company uses this particular logo? And that is for 300 points. And Jordan is still here. Thank you so much for still being here, Jordan. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. So I'm just gonna go ahead and reveal what is Porsche. So Porsche uses that particular logo. So let's see, and that's for 300. Let's see who first came in with the correct response. So first on the board with the correct response is Empress.
Whoa.
And that was for 300 points. She's saying cars for 200. So which car company uses that logo? I'm hoping it's big enough. So which car company uses that logo?
And Empress is ripping up the board. The score as it is, Lenica on 500 points, and Empress 4,200 points.
Oh yeah, but I can't laugh too loud tonight. I see he was there. I don't know if he fell asleep, but he was soon jumped back in as he was checking in periodically. All right, what an upset. I saw someone just slide in with the answer. So what is Pontiac? So Pontiac uses that particular logo, and that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in. Was what, 6 balls last week or 7 balls?
Wow.
You know who it is?
Mixing.
Yep. So first on the board with the correct response is
Mixing with the Mofa.
And fingers not opposing him this week. Everything is on point.
Why is it mixing? The fingers them get exercise. All right, much time for mixing.
That's 200. Then Empress. And yeah, so that's the order in which they came. So mixing, okay, is finishing up cars. So cars for 100. Which company uses that logo? Which car company uses that logo? We talk too quick. No, him think.
Oh, that.
Makes it. We talk too quick. Him fingers start proposing now.
Oh, Lord.
I'm laughing. Oh my God, I'm praising fingers them too fast. Okay, and I see the answer that I am looking for. And what is Mercedes-Benz? All right, and that is for 100 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. So first on the board with the correct response is Empress, and that is for 100 points.
100 points?
He's saying be right back and laughing. Somebody call me. Okay, no problem. And Empress is saying animals for 400. So let's see. What type of fish has enough electricity to kill a horse? What type of fish has enough electricity to kill a horse? Truck Life said that he was still at work, was on the road.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, and I see the answer that, and I didn't say venom, Daniel, I said electricity. All right, so first So what is an eel? So it's the electric eel. So, and that is for 400 points. So first on the board with the correct response is Empress. So 400 points for Empress, and she's saying animals for 300.
Oh, Empress at once, sir.
May I tell her, Cheryl, clean up the board before Ricardo. And David was here earlier.
At the rate of which Empress is going, she might really have one of the top score right now. Basically, top score.
The heart of a shrimp is located on its. The heart of a shrimp is located on its. And I see the answer that I am looking for. What is its head? So everything is located in the shrimp head, in pooping.
Oh my God.
Everything. What is its head? And that is for 300 points. So first on the board with the correct response is Empress.
300 points?
Yep. Right, so Empress, choose the next. Oh. Okay, science for 400. Primary source of energy for all food chain is the primary source of energy for all food chains is the primary source of energy for all food chains is the all right, this one is close in coming in, so I have to refresh and see who first came in. So what is the sun? And that is for 400 points. All right, let me release the board. So let me just refresh here. So first on the board with the correct response is Empress, then Daniel.
And which points that?
400.
Empress?
Yep. So Empress chose the next category, and for how many points?
So the score as it is, mixing on 200 points. Lenika, 500 points. Empress, 5,400 points.
What am the score?
Yeah.
5,600. Complete the same 400.
She only have 2 more 100 points to beat something the score.
Complete the same for
the score they go get beaten
400.
tonight.
And a one-day monkey finish the same. And a one-day monkey, that is say you all reach far, mixing you are on the board. Yes, he's on the board. Daniel say, what is eat banana? All right, so I see the answer that I am looking for. Is and a one-day monkey is want wife or want wife. Yeah. And a one-day monkey want
monkey
wife.
It's a monkey.
And that is for 400 points. All right. So first on the board with the correct response is Empress.
Okay.
That's for 400. That is laughing. That is laughing.
So congratulations, Empress, to for this year topping the score.
Sure should tap
defeating Ricardo, 5,600. So the score mixing 200 points, Lenika 500 points, and Empress top score, topping the board as well, 5,800 points.
And she is saying Parish for 400. Parish, oh Jesus. Trident. So remember, I'm giving you key areas in the particular parish or something about the parish, and you're gonna tell me which parish it is. So Trident Castle, Buff Bay, Somerset Falls, Blue Lagoon, and it's a double point answer. It's 400 points. If you answered correctly, you get 800 points.
Whoa.
So Trident Castle, Buff Bay, Somerset Falls, Blue Lagoon. Which parish is this? I never said the town, the parish. Which parish is it?
So we're Empress putting the score might be, it's going to be difficult for anyone to catch it.
Keep giving me cities. I need the parish. Parish, not cities. Parish. Our capital. That is a stop guessing. Stop guessing. Daniel.
Stop guessing, Daniel.
Okay, and I see the answer. Oh, Empress was saying, wasn't it 6 odd that what's his name was at record? I think it was 6,400, not 5,400.
6,400. Oh, I thought it was 5,400. Sorry about that.
All right, so I see the answer that I am looking for, and I need to refresh for this one. I need to refresh properly. So what is Portland? And that is going to be 800 points. All right, so let's see who just earned this 800 points. All right, so I can't believe my eyes. Hey, my rejoice already. Bop, bop.
Oh, there is.
What is Portland? And that is from Daniel. So 800 points for Daniel.
All right.
So Daniel's on the board with 800 points. And I said, give me my points.
All right, there you go, Daniel. That's a good win. All right, so mixing on 200 points. Lenika, 500 points. Daniel just kicked over the board, 800 points. Empress, 5,800 points. So Empress of Ricardo score in her site right now.
She has it in her scope. She has it lined up.
She has it lined up. Let us see if Empress can achieve that.
Excuse me. All right. So, oops. Saying what? Parishes for 300. 7 miles of long sandy beach, cool running water park. So 7 miles of long sandy beach, cool running water park. Which parish is that? Yeah. Which parish is that? Ricardo, so what I miss? You miss plenty, Ricardo. Me sorry if you have a lot of catching up for try and do. All right.
Honey,
You're not turning it way out, Baron.
Penny, I wonder if anybody else can crave since I'm done.
Then I say, give me my points, please, and tags. All right, so let's see who first. I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is 300. Let me make sure I am not making a mistake. So what is Westmoreland? So all of that is in Westmoreland. And that is for 300 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. All right. Oops. First on the board with the correct response is Daniel.
Hey.
Daniel,
No,
for
sir.
300 points. You never say, give me my points. Then Ricardo coming in. What I miss? Okay.
Yeah, Ricardo, you soon miss up, man. You soon miss your top score gone.
Then Empress. And he's saying parishes. Then I said, look who is back. So he's saying parishes for 200. All right. So Portmore, Portmore, mosquitoes, Fort Clarence Beach. Portmore, mosquitoes, Fort Clarence Beach. Oh my God. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. So let me reveal the answer. And it is what is St. Catherine? And that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. So first on the board with the correct response is Ricardo, then Empress, and Danielle.
Ricardo?
Yep, so
Much
Ricardo,
points?
200. Welcome, Charlie.
Charlie,
happy
go on.
Friday to you, running.
What Charlie? Ross mosquito in more.
Welcome, Charlie. Happy Friday to you. How are you doing? How is everything over there? All right, so we'll just get the points. We can't keep up. We'll just get the points. Ricardo,
200
so
points.
Ricardo, choose the next category. Try my best to concentrate. All right, so Daniel said, Ricardo, you're lucky. All right, he's saying science for 300. All right, so science for 300. An omnivore eats. What does an omnivore eat? An omnivore eats. I'm waiting for the rest of it. Just I'm gonna put on my glass. Or drop out of my hand. An omnivore eats. Thank you very much. Okay, I see the answer that I am looking for. Plants and animals. An omnivore eats plants and animals. A carnivore eats only meats. An herbivore eats only plants and vegetables. Same thing. All right, so that is for 300 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. So first on the board with the correct response is Empress.
And how much points for that?
300 points.
300 points?
Mm-hmm. That's Empress, so 300 points. Breadfruit and saltfish. Oh my God. Okay, so she's saying complete for 300.
Whoa.
Scornful dog. It's a loud Charlie. Charlie said they eat breadfruit and saltfish. Oh my God. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for.
I wonder if Empress is going to defeat this score. I thought she had
What is eat or nyam dirty pudding? You can say for the proper English is eat dirty pudding, but for the patois term is nyam dirty pudding. All right. Ricardo said, I'm gone again. Bye, guys. Okay, Ricardo. Have a good evening. He's in the wilderness. All right, and that's for 300 points. All right. Then I said, we settle in second place and nail biting. Yes. All right, so first on the board, the correct response was Empress.
And how much for that?
300.
So Empress equal Ricardo's score.
All right, now she's saying animals for 200.
All right. So the score as it is, Ricardo on 200 points, mixing 200 points. Lanika, 500 points. Daniel, 1,200 points. And Empress, 6,400 points.
All right. So what do you call a group of frogs? What do you call a group of frogs? Empress say, I'm Jamaican. I say nyam. All right. Okay. And I see the answer that I am looking for. And it is, what is an army? So you can use some frogs to form an army. So first on the board, the correct response is Empress, and that is for 200 points. Board is almost empty.
So
and
200 for
she's
Empress?
finishing up animals.
Whoa.
Yes, she's finishing up animals. This mammal has the most powerful bite. This mammal has the most powerful bite. Name the mammal. This mammal has the most powerful bite.
Ricardo didn't want to stay around and see Empress depleting score. Depleting top score.
What is a bat? All right, so first on the board, oops, let me reveal the answer. I see the answer that I'm looking for, and what is a hippopotamus? That's the most powerful bite, the mammal. All right, and that is for 100 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. So first on the board with the correct response of what is an hippopotamus is Empress.
How many points?
100. So she's completing with 200. Puss and dog. Complete the same. Puss and dog. So cat and dog. Complete the same. So Charlie said, human beings have the most powerful bite. All right, and all right, I see the answer that I am looking for, and it's what is not have the same luck. So puss and dog or cat and dog don't have the same luck, or in patois, we say not have the same luck. All right, so, and that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in with that. Empress.
Yeah.
And Charlie,
Which
but you
points?
forgot what is 200.
200 points?
Mm-hmm. And Daniel, so she's saying, oh, he's correcting all of us. He's saying, and please note, my all-time score is 7,200 Baron and not 6,400. Misinformation from Anne. So it's 7,200.
For Ricardo?
Ricardo top score.
Okay, all right. So, you know what? Write it down so we know the top score.
6,900.
So 6,900, Ricardo's
Yes.
top score is 7,200, still in Empress site.
All right. So she said, complete it. Empress says, still I go beat that.
Still in Empress site.
Gotta say, oh, is Miss Anne me for blame? Me chat too much.
Man, I'm glad you're chatting now.
She just make it take the blame and not
Yes,
just
you're
so
gonna
honest.
So I go write down the top score here, Ricardo.
All right. She's
7,000.
completing for 100.
Top score.
Ricardo said, go and go do it, Fred. All right. Jesus, what me? Sorry, guys. I'm having a headache, so I'm just trying to
7,000.
concentrate. I have a headache. I
200.
can't concentrate so well. All right.
Let me finish this because this is coming like a problem.
Mm-mm.
Okay, good.
Sleep, man. Crab say him not trust no shadow. Crab say him not trust no shadow. complete that saying. Crab said him not trust no shadow. We're gonna say what is that name?
All right.
Crab said him not trust no shadow. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for. The same way I'm saying, don't trust no shadow after dark. Crab say him not trust no shadow. What is after dark? All right, let's see who first came in with the correct response, and that is for 100 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Charlie said, what is after him that dead? Oh, Jesus. Okay, so Empress, 100 points to Empress there. What is after dark? And she's saying science for 100. Because it's a country not come from. Science for 100. The 5 basic senses that humans have, or the 5 basic senses of humans. The 5 basic senses of humans.
So Empress is 200 away from Ricardo top score. This is interesting. This is a very interesting night. Is Empress is going to get there? How many points? She has the points to get there, but I'm going to put a finger business in.
Trying to say humans have sense. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. All right, and that's for 100 points. So let's see who first came in. All right, so what is see, hear, listen, touch, smell? So first with the correct response is Ricardo. Then
Okay.
Empress.
And what points is that?
100.
100. So.
Oh, same left taste. Wait. Let's go back. See, here. Oh, I put hear and listen. Oh my God, hear and listen are the same thing.
What, Ricardo?
So it is Empress.
Okay, so
Empress.
So Ricardo still maintained 200 points.
So that's
Empress
100.
100.
100.
So Empress is 100 points away from dethroning Ricardo. Oh my.
Yeah.
So we're going to witness something tonight.
Him left off taste that wrong. Shut up to me those tone of words. And she's completed science.
Empress will want done him too, you know.
All right, so 200. An animal who breaks down dead things is called an animal who or that breaks down dead things is called a let me see. It's a 6 boss Ricky. What is a scavenger? What is a jackcrow? What is a scavenger? Okay, I see the answer that I am looking for. Oh my God. What is a decomposer or decomposers? Animals who break down dead things are called decomposers. All right.
What is going on here?
And that is for 200 points. And those 200 points go to drum roll. Empress.
Oh my God!
Ricardo,
so
you have
Empress
been
has dethroned Ricardo. So let me put it up there.
No.
All right. This is.
Ricardo say here, Myra, no. Charlie said, well, the answer is crosses people.
Well, you have Mother Earth is carrying the
Ricardo says, "Now that's on a truck life.
no.
Congratulations,
Congratulations,
Empress.
Empress.
You
Big up
are now
yourself.
the queen.
The
On
queen.
the throne. You have dethroned the
Alright.
king.
What? Well, I mean, Ricardo has been there for quite a while, but now you have a new
You know, have a new monarch reigning.
yeah, you have a new
A
monarch
female-
reigning. So Empress
Female monarch.
finally defeat Ricardo top score. Very good. Ricardo's top score 7,200. Empress 7,300 points. That is going to be difficult to beat.
Empress is dancing.
With an Empress,
Ricardo said, "Leg of the bird."
with an Empress,
It's a congrats, Empress.
this is going to really difficult to beat. If you have an Empress, Ricardo, and Chuck Life, and remember, Chuck Life is not here tonight. So that is one of the opportunity that Empress has to dethrone Ricardo. If Chuck Life was here, it would be a different kettle of fish, I think.
No, we're gonna give you an Oscar award. She said she deserves a Grammy.
All right.
But I know singing contest is performance, so we're gonna
Yes,
give
Oscar.
you an Oscar award.
So we have one more final
All
question
right.
on the board, yeah?
So Empress said, and if I did Truck Life win, him would have said, as long as I'm not Empress, him a two-mouth machine. And Ricardo said, like that, me heated for Truck Life, that's why. What? Empress Byron and try say your walk, please.
No, yeah, no. I said they want to set Empress one here.
Me say, okay, she said, Oscar laughing. Empress is truly a queen of the pack, says Charlie.
Yeah, look, we have never doubted Empress performance. I mean, if anyone, I mean, it is there. I mean, Empress has proven it tonight, and as such, dethrone Ricardo, long reigning king and the mystic sensation.
Daniel say he would settle for the second place. Him all right with that, and Natty's congratulating Daniel. Yes, Daniel, great
Okay.
job. Second place tonight, stepping up your game.
100 more points is there.
So we're gonna do the last of the parishes and the last on the board. Dunn's River, Turtle Beach and River and Sugar Cove. Everybody jump out on that one. So Dunn's River, Turtle Beach and River and Sugar Cove. Which parish is that? Oh, somebody just joined in. Sorry. I just realized that I totally. Annalise, welcome.
Bless yourself,
Thank you
Annalise.
so much for joining. She's saying hello, host and chat. Happy Friday to you. Really appreciate you being here. Right. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. So what is Saint Anne? And that completes the board for tonight, and that is 100 points. Let's see who first came in with the correct response. So first on the board with the correct response is Empress.
Wow, look at that.
Charlie say, wait, Daniel, reach on the board. May I tell you, the second week, this Daniel on the board.
Not only that, Daniel is on the board, Daniel is second place runner-up. All right, so Daniel.
Ricardo said, Miss Anne, me there at the door, let me in. let me check. Oh.
Oh.
Welcome, Daniel.
Hello?
Welcome, Ricardo. Sorry.
What's up, Ricky?
I'm there.
All right.
I'm here to explain what Byron really saying. Byron I say because me and Chuck Life never there, you know. And that's why Empress say I try to say a baby showing Empress. Talk it true.
You put words in a barrel, no.
I said Ricky.
Oh, like how much you can show my face though.
Okay.
Wow.
My head still big though. I can't show my big head. Hi guys.
Good
What's up with
night.
it?
How are you?
I am cold as hell.
Oh, that's
Alright.
why I try to use the towel to
So,
warm up.
where are you at now, Ricky?
Manig.
Oh, yeah, man. Money cool. Hold on
Left
there.
up on the road to get signal. There
Ricky,
are
are you
signal
army
like
again?
this. Go again?
Are you joining Money Gani?
No, I'm too old for the army. No, I'm too old for the army. I can't make up. Church camp.
No. You remember training camp? Money. Yeah, Money guys are training camp.
Yeah, the training camp is in money for real.
Oh my God.
All right.
So, I'm going to go on the road for signal. I'm going to tell us that anywhere the
Yeah,
signal
man,
is,
I sneak peek with you, man. Oh my gosh.
Well, it's a
And then the
wonderful
country
game,
people, they drive so fast. Yes, my forehead is big. My head big. What else? My foot them big too.
But your head big, but it's a whole heap of content.
Well, that's true.
Which is good.
And Overton, son of a king, is in the building saying good night.
Overton, bless up yourself, my boss.
Happy Saturday to you over there in UK. Overton, welcome. Thank you so much for joining.
Well, it's really a wonderful. I mean, it's good to know that Empress, you understand, did it tonight. In terms of Ricardo's score, been there for the longest while. Ricardo reign quite dominantly.
So it's going to be very, very competitive.
I still
from now
let
on.
me say this, people. I still don't
Because
put anything
Exactly.
as the ability, you understand, to do this. You understand? Shop Life is there. Other persons are there as well. But again, for another wonderful performance tonight. That is here. Right?
We're going to show the delta.
Perform wonderfully mixing. Ricardo getting a 200 there,
Man mixing tie on the board for 200.
For 200.
And in third place, Olanika.
That is the truth. That is like unusual for Ricky. Yeah.
I know because
obviously, Ricky. So that, yeah.
You're better than changing more. No, you're there again. I'm trying to find David the gun somewhere, but that's showing her look.
Oh, David is with you. That's why I'm coming briefly to all the missing in action and coming briefly and then missing again.
Yeah, man, but you nothing now than part of bush with you, man. And specifically put on flow data because the flow picks up strong rural areas, but the flow not pick up at all. The flow not flowing.
Ricardo, you see the beanie then?
No.
Beanie. What is beanie? You don't know beanie? Beanie.
No, I'm on. I mean like a more crowded area, like I could mini tone right now, so I pay nice.
Oh my God. It's beanie there.
But when I go back up at the campsite now, yeah man, I pay a cricket there.
Beanie and cricket.
So yeah. Marshmallow and corn and all of that, something there at this campsite.
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly what we come pick up, as a matter of fact.
When I have a hugging for us.
No, fire up on the boat. That's sure that. Or they actually have pork for you though. They have pork too. But
yeah man, that's what they have. We eat when we're hungry.
If we move from me there to go him then now and now it's signal like a job, so I'm not gonna see.
Oh, okay.
And Overton is also on Facebook. So welcome again, Overton. Thank you so much for the support. All right, so that's great.
Oh yeah, play some strong studio one day in the background, Ricky.
Yes, man. It's a cook shop with friends, you know. I'm raw, man. But the lady I move slow.
Okay.
I mean, I stop at KFC before me come in there, but the line is too long. Man.
What?
I mean, say people don't get paid money for them. I pull up in a KFC.
Anytime we go to Jamaica and
Whether you're going at the line outside,
we always see crazy line, Ricky. Particularly months ago.
I'm on 10 now, man. So the people get little January.
But
January little money. They man them have to treat themselves after the 50 weeks of January.
Yeah.
But truth be told, Jamaica is the only country for me that I have been in, although it's my country, but I've been to other countries and tried KFC, is the only country where you smell the fowl before you even see the sign. Seriously, you smell it before you see it. Everywhere else, you have to definitely look for the sign to know that there's a KFC.
It's no joke because I bought KFC in Newark. You understand? When we go to America. And it not taste nothing like Jamaica. Jamaica KFC just tastes are the best KFC meat taste. Jamaica KFC. But I wonder if anything with the spice or we just naturally.
Just naturally gifted with the cooking.
Exactly. Because believe you me, boy, me taste some KFC up here, so Ricky.
This is the first place I said people have give you a gravy with KFC to eat the fries. Me always tell them don't give it to me, so give it to me straight in the garbage. Because the first time I asked, what is this? They said gravy. I said gravy for what? For the fries.
You know things that causing difference here, so cause start to use what they call lard oil.
Are you ready?
But
Empress said, me tell you, and sent a lick off your nose.
Yes,
some catch
man.
me, them put in the. Some catch me, them put in the. That is called you from the nostril.
I true, man. I true.
So something they put in there that section that calls you from the nostrils. May I tell you?
Anytime I go to Jamaica, you understand? I want to deal with a KFC.
I live in the one, but if you smell it, I go buy
it. Oh my God, man.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting KFC.
If we ever drive past KFC and JJ see that, you have to stop.
There's another place I don't want to call the name because I over here from there and I've worked there with very good friends. But you see, when you go, you definitely have to walk inside there and go up to the counter to really smell it. And I dub it flour and coal because that's all it is. They just dab the coal in some flour and fry it.
Hey, look here. Let me tell you something. Really, Jamaicans are extremely talented, particularly when it comes to cooking. You understand? Because, some food on my taste over here. So.
Papa is not to eat Empress.
Huh?
No, I'm answered Empress.
Yeah.
Empress said, draw you to the place, don't have your money, so she talking about KFC. Man, Popeyes is still and not lick me nose. So
remember me tell you,
Popeyes, me don't know where they get for them fall from, but for them fall too unusually.
Popeyes is
all right. I'm ready Popeye fries.
That's all.
All them past the last now.
Have you bought
Caribbean island too.
Yeah?
Have you ever bought Popeye?
Yeah, it's not. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Popeye chicken tofu and bun up.
Yeah. I don't like it either.
I'll only eat their fries.
Yeah, I like them fries, man. I like them fries.
Are we ready, guys?
Good.
Alright, so I jump off now. I don't walk and see. I'm jumping off now, so
okay.
I don't walk and see if it's signal we all up same way though. But I'm going again.
Huh?
If I'm going again, say that the signal gone.
The signal. Oh, when you jump off, be careful. Take time up, go down the ladder. Coming up.
No, I'm tall enough and I can't jump down quick, jump easy.
Okay, welcome, Isaac.
Delico, I look food. No, I'm answering Charlie. Charlie said we're dirty Delico. I'm over there, so I look food, but I'm afraid to move because signal is we drop. You want me to tell you about me? I walk up and down because me come madam, I can't get the color on.
Yeah, walk up and down, try for the right spot.
Yes, man.
And I saw the signal down there, so really not far from.
But I've been this side before. I know I'm going down as well. No, well, I've gone to Claremont, up Claremont, so.
Oh.
I know I'm going as well.
I want what tastes like a use oil, them use Sprite. Yes. And that's why I said I'm not going back to that place that sell the big chicken anymore because the other day caused Jaden.
Who use what place is that?
The Sailor Man place.
Oh, actually.
The Sailor Man place. When I know them folders so big. And they always
like that's for real, like what the hell?
I don't know what them fold they eat.
It makes for sure.
Them a monster fold.
Like I always go to the one in Portmore because that's closest to me, and like each time I go there, like the experience keeps getting worse. It chicken dry, it tough, it burn up.
It's
like no. Big, like some big old yard with game fold and use. Not you. But anyways, have a good night, guys.
Okay.
I'll be in the comments.
Thank you so much for joining. And Empress Baron, go look food. Him to turn on the fire underneath the soup, so I'm going to make sure it not burn up. Them keep them long so them grow big and tall, and then it's hard for fry so it get burn up. I don't know about that Empress about keeping them long, but I don't know where them get them big old folder from. Okay, good night, Natty. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate. And Empress is saying, well, yes, sir, Ricky, some comment for if you have some ice and Neil to make sure they cook soft when you cook them command folder. Anyway, guys, I am not going to stay too much longer because I'm started with a headache this evening. I've been having a headache all evening. I didn't get much sleep today. I worked last night, so I have to go try and catch up back on some seasons if I can shake this headache. Maybe take 2 Tylenols. Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Let me get tips of internet, bad food, bad everything. God. Oh my God, did you feel something else, Empress? Okay, the 846 flow. I think, yes, I wrote that down already, Empress. And Lanika, hit me up on IG and send me the number you want your credit sent to, and make sure you specify whether it's Digicel or Flow. And Daniel, I wrote yours down already to the 544. Oh, thanks, Charlie. Thanks, Charlie. It's just tiredness. I just need to get some rest. Yes, Ricardo, you and Mixon tied 200 points. You two are still on the board. So you did win something. It's a Rastafari. So indicate, Mixon, that you want me to send it to the same number I have for you, or if you need to be sent to another number, and whether it's Digicel or Flow. And Empress, if you don't mind putting my IG in the chat, I know Nightbot has been dropping it here and there. So if you don't mind putting my IG in the chat. Thank you. Can't think straight right now. Regardless of what you now say. Yes, congratulations to all the winners tonight. And congratulations to Empress, who is now the queen on the throne. A queen is reigning. So we'll see how the king handles that. And the next few Jeopardies are the next Jeopardy games, because I know he's gonna want his throne back. Thanks, Empress. I know he is gonna want his throne back, so let's see what happens. Yes, the queen is back in business. Okay, Charlie saying, okay, bye everyone. Okay, Charlie, good night, good night. Thank you so much for rejoining. Really appreciate you being here. And did Moffat say, Empress a queen long time? Yep. Empress said, Tottenham Moffat Smith Chargy. Okay, guys, I am going to say good night until next week, because because of our schedule or job, we can only come once per week. We're thinking of trying to squeeze in maybe another night, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Empress is saying, I enjoyed tonight. Had an amazing night. Hope your headache goes away. And thanks, Empress. And Mixon is bigging up Charlie. And Empress is saying, have an amazing weekend, everyone. Yes, guys, have an amazing weekend. So I am going to say, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Everyone who is not working, make sure you get enough rest. And have a wonderful and productive week. And everyone, please be your brother's keeper. Look out for each other and be kind to each other, because the atmosphere that we are living in is one of being unkind, mean, just not showing brotherly love. And we need to go back to those days where we care one for another. And I'm going to say, stay blessed, keep safe, and walk good. Until next time, peace. We're out. Love each